Hi, back again quickly. This is for, we're going to continue on with Technical Safety BC. And the reason why I broke away so quickly, and we'll finish off Technical Safety BC with this video. It won't take us very long. We don't have much left. But what I wanted to do is I'm going to, we showed you the rule. Now let me just do that quickly again here. And so we got the PowerPoint presentation. Let's have a quick peek at that. So now you're seeing my Technical Safety BC, you're seeing the PowerPoint, the electric safety regulations. Now, service consumers, all that portion of the consumer's installation from the service box or its equivalent up into including the point to which the connection is made from the service supply. What I did was I broke away quickly because I went and got into the handbook, and we're going to look at the handbook quickly here. And the handbook's got some great detailed pictures. That is one of the reasons why I really truly like the handbook. Now I just got to find my handbook. There it is right there. Problem is with Zoom, when you're using it, and if you have so many things open, that things sit on top of each other, and there are quite often quite a few things here. So in section six, we'll talk a little bit more about section 6 in a little while, but it is service and service equipment. So the handbook itself has some great pictures for the service and the consumer service. So individual consumer services for individual occupancies. So the rule states, and up to the equivalent up to and including the point of connection of the supply service. So a really good picture that's been around for a long time is this one right here. So if you can see this, just have a quick gander at it here. So our connections are right here. BC Hydro or Fortis or whichever utility you may be involved with does the connection here. The consumer service is installed by the electrical contractor for an overhead service. And it consists of the, could be a mast, it just could be a raceway, meter socket, conduit or raceway, and LV fitting if you're going in that way, disconnect, and in this case here, they've got this is a very old picture, I love it. They've got an old disconnect with a 100 amp 24 circuit distribution panel. Typically what we see nowadays is a combination panel. But this is a really good example of what the consumer service is. Service consumers. And I just want to bring that forward to you just to give you some information. And here's consumer service conduit. So this is the incoming supply service connection here. This is a dual meter socket. Looks like it's actually 3. But so from here, this is utility connection here. All the rest is consumer service to the panel. All right, let's go back to the PowerPoint here. There we go. All right, I think we've beat that up pretty good. Now, next, change. So, how does a change happen? So this is the 23rd edition. 23rd edition was the 2015 print. It was published in January of 2015. The 24th edition was published in January of 2018. It was adopted in BC in January of 2020. Now let's just go to the, so now we have, we seem to be missing something here. There we go, go back. All right, so in the changes here as well, definitions, a hazardous location has the same meaning as in section 18 of the BC Electrical Code as it applies to combustible dust. The BC Electrical Code hazardous location, see Appendix B, premises, building, or parts thereof which an explosive gas atmosphere is present or may be present in the air in quantities that require special precautions for the construction, installation, and the use of electrical equipment. Dusts are present and may be present in the form of clouds or layers in quantities to require special precautions for the construction, installation, and operation of the electrical equipment. Now, I know this, if you don't do any work in hazardous locations, it can be very, this section can be very daunting. All right, so let's go to the next slide. So change, schedule, amendments for the purpose of adopting Canadian Electrical Code is BC Electrical Code 18. Directives, now this is just a note here. So we're pretty much done in the Technical Safety BC component. We'll refer back to as we go through changes or as I see something that's relevant to an information bulletin. As such, we'll come back to it. But this is actually a really good note of what directives, information bulletins, and codes are. So a directive are instruments that clarify or provide new interpretation of a regulation or code. Compliance is mandatory. We'll look at a directive quickly just to clarify that. They've actually done some very, very good ones, Technical Safety BC. And we'll go on to their site in just a minute. Information bulletins provide helpful information and clarification for existing regulations or code that affect your particular technology. And codes, all licensed contractors and field safety representative FSRs are required to keep up to date with the change of the acts and regs. Contractors and FSRs must have access to the current edition of the C22.1 Canadian Electrical Code and BC amendments. All right, so let's move along here. I'm going to stop sharing there, and I'm going to go over to something else here quickly, and I'm just going to complete something here. And now that's that. Now I'm going to go to Technical Safety BC here. And we're just going to look at a directive, and then you can see how the interpretations work. All right, here we are. We're back at Technical Safety BC's site. And one of my favorite ones, so if we go into View Regulations, and if we Safety Orders Directives, the one I like is Section 2. It's very well done. So let's go, I like the viewing it in PDF. And actually, I'm not sure if you can see that. So what I'm going to do is, oh, this isn't working quite the way oh, here it is here. All right, so this is the rule here, 2-304 disconnection. So what the rule is saying, and this is the rule out of the code book, no repairs or alterations shall be carried out on any live equipment except where complete disconnection of the equipment is not feasible. That's the rule out of the code book. So Technical Safety BC has come forward and made an interpretation. And I think their interpretation is very clear. This rule means that electrical work may only be carried out in a de-energized state unless it can be demonstrated that the task to be performed is not feasible in a de-energized state. That's pretty hard to do. So unless you have to be able to prove it, that you can't work on a de-energized state is basically what their interpretation is. And that interpretation is upheld within the province of BC. And I'm just going to go back here. All right, so that is going to be our, we've gone over Technical Safety BC's, basically the acts and any changes that have come forward in that. Now, what I would, our next, we're going to look at definitions, and that's going to be in the next video. We're going to move along, progress slowly through it. All right, bye for now, and I will take a break. See you tomorrow. See you in 5 minutes, however long it takes. I'll talk to you later. Bye.